Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is Thursday, January 8th, February 8th, 2018. As you can see, we're starting to get a little bit of snow here. I came home this morning and I cleaned off the solar panels. And actually we're going to run in here real quick and we're going to take a look at something. Okay, we are still bringing in power. Between the two units, we've brought in 1.8 kilowatt hours today. And the batteries are actually at 100% as we speak. So we actually did bring in decent power so far today. Especially on a day when you can see that we're not like getting a whole lot of sunshine here. And it is lightly snowing at the moment. Okay, so we're going to go into this video. I wanted to talk about yesterday I put up a video about we'll get on the bus for when FEMA comes around for roundups. It was pretty much a resounding no. Okay? So we're going to play a little game and I'm going to be the devil's advocate here. What if I told you that 90% of the people that commented on yesterday's video and said, absolutely not, I'm not going, I'll shoot them first, blah, 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 blah. What if I told you that 90% of you will willingly go to FEMA camps, if they have FEMA camps, lay your guns down, and beg for help? What if I told you that? You'll say, Prepper Nurse 1, you're crazy, we're not doing that. Alright, we're going to play the devil's advocate here for a minute, and I'm the government. I'm not going to waste the resources of rounding up people. Not going to do it. It's a waste of time and energy. You're going to have people that are going to fight and say, no, I'm not going, whatever, okay? So I'm not going to waste my time doing that. Now, who will they round up? Let's be realistic. Let's see who will. We're going to go around on this subject a minute. If I'm the government, people that I'm going to round up are the troublemakers. Preppers are really not troublemakers, guys. We're just people that get ready, okay? So we're not really considered troublemakers. The troublemakers are your Antifa groups, your Black Lives Matter groups, the people that are like super anti-government and looking to cause trouble, okay? The ones that are trying to organize these rallies to protest the government because the government is so horrible and all this type of stuff. Those are the people they're going to go after, all right? They're not going after the average Joe citizen, all right? Now, that being said, why are you going to willingly walk in, lay your guns down, and give up? Why are you going to do that? Because if I'm the government, I'm going to control things. And basically the government is going to be more concerned about controlling the big cities and, larger towns and stuff like that. So they're not going to worry about, everybody else, okay? What they're going to do is they're going to starve you out, okay? If I'm the government, I stop the trucks from running, I stop the food supplies, I stop, like I said, fresh water that can be easily cut off as well. So now, how long can you hold out with no food, no fresh water, and stuff like that, okay? How long can you hold out? Eventually, you're going to run out of food. Eventually, you're not going to be able to do those things that you want to normally do. If you really realize how much day to day that all of us rely on the grid, rely on society, if you will, even if we try to be separate from it, okay? But the thing is, if it comes right down to it at the end of the day, if they cut off that food and they cut off, and that realistically, that's all they got to do is cut off the food. You stop the trucks from running, and eventually you're going to starve people out. And people are going to come down, and they're going to willingly give up their weapons for help, for food. People are going to do it. It is not a matter of if they'll do it, it's a matter of when and how long it would take. So the government doesn't have to waste the resources or the manpower trying to hunt all of you down. Now that's being more paranoid, okay? I'm not a paranoid person. I don't think... I don't trust the government, don't get me wrong. But I also am of the mindset is, you know, I am a small fry. Yeah, I make YouTube videos and I talk about prepping and living off grid and how you should be ready and try to be as self-sufficient as you possibly can be. And, you know, that is very, very important in my opinion, okay? Because you need to rely on yourself, not on them. If they stop the trucks from running tomorrow, there's no more trucks going to the grocery stores. Those grocery stores are going to get cleaned out in a heartbeat, and then there's going to be nothing. Look what the government down in Venezuela is doing. That's how you control the people, folks. You control them with food, okay? If you are not prepared for a long period of time to, and then basically have enough time to get your gardens going, get your livestock, you know, making sure that they're breeding and you're getting, you know, eggs and meat and all those type of things and hunting or whatever, however you need to do it, okay? But the majority of people will become gatherers, all right? So if you have no concept of what to do, what to look for, what's edible plants, what's not edible plants, if you're not ready for winter time and have enough food on hand to feed you, your family, or your group, people are going to quit. They're going to be like, you know what? They're offering help, because that's what I would do. I would have over the radio and telecommunications all the time. Come in, we'll help you. If you're starving, we'll help you. And guess what, folks? Willingly, 90% of you that yesterday said, no way, I'm not going. 90% of you, if you are hungry enough and if you have not prepared enough and don't have enough food on hand to keep you going until you can be more self-sustaining, you're going to willingly walk in there, you're going to lay your weapons down, and you're going to say, help me. That is the reality. I mean, I'm a very realistic person, okay? So that is the reality. They're not going to waste time with us. They're not going to come hunting us down. I think that is a fantasy that a lot of people have, or they think. I really don't believe that to be the case, because they realize, meaning the government, that a lot of people will fight back, which means they'll have to kill people, and that other people, you know, they're going to lose resources, they're going to lose manpower, and they don't want to do that. So starving you out is the best way to go. Absolutely the best way to go, because eventually, like I said, you will come in. You know, people don't realize how reliant we are on this system. And so, you know, so you'll say to me, well, what about you, Prepper Nurse One? Are you going to come in? I honestly have no intention of going in. I am working diligently on trying to make this property as self-sufficient as I possibly can. I do have a lot more plans, like I said, this year, as far as we're adding chickens this year. I do plan on hopefully getting a greenhouse in this year. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. You know, I'm going to expand the gardens for sure this year. I mean, I have plans to try to become more self-sufficient as I possibly can be. But the thing is, it's like, at some point, there has to be something that gives. And you have to be as ready as you possibly can be. That's the reality. You know, if you don't have those resources, like, okay, here's a good example. Fall's a great time of year. All the fruits are coming into fruition. Your trees are probably loaded with apple. Like up here in the Northeast, we're like, you know, cherry trees, apple trees, pear trees, even peach trees, okay? You're going to get your fruit, okay? So you're like, oh my God, I got all this stuff, so you're going to load up. Well, if you don't have the resources to be able to store that fruit throughout the course of the winter, either with canning or underground storage in a cold, you know, like a cold room and stuff like that, that's only going to last so long. You're going to eat great for a while that fruit's coming in, but then it's going to all be gone. So if you don't have canning supplies and know how to can and do those type of things, you're going to be in big trouble. So, you know, that's just one example. There's so many examples that I could give as far as, you know, what you're going to need to have to be able to survive if that comes down to that point. But, you know, the government is not stupid, guys. They are very, very intelligent. They're very, very manipulative, okay? And they want to stay in control. They do not want to lose that power. So, like I said, the best way to control the masses is starvation. And, you know, and yes, and here's the thing. Will some of you choose starvation and death over going in? Yep, some of you will. But like I said, and I'm not saying this to be dismissive of your thought process, okay? I'm not saying that but most of you will willingly walk in, turn in your weapons, and say, help me. Now, the thing is, how do we stop that from happening? Well, you get ready, Here's the thing is, like now I have the link and I put it in every one of my videos for Legacy Foods, okay? It's a long-term food storage, 25-year plus shelf life, and it's something that could actually very easily be put in caches where you bury them someplace, and they're going to be good for a long, long, long time. Like I said, all you got to do is add water, and you got a good meal. The largest proportion size of anybody else, and right now they're actually running a special, and so you can actually get, I think it's 20% off right now with Legacy if you go in there, and I'll put the information and the link into in the comment or in the description so that you guys can see that. If you're interested in doing that, that is a great way to store up food. Doesn't take up a lot of space, doesn't take up a lot of weight, okay? And it's absolutely best way to do it in my opinion as far as long-term food storage, because it has a 25-year shelf life. I mean, that's going to be very, very good to have. So that's one way. Get your beans, your rice, all those type of things. Get your canned goods in place. Get MREs. There's so many different ways to do things, and to have them on hand, and it's very, very smart to do. So anyway, I wanted to talk about this topic, and I wanted to put the other video up first, so that you guys could, say what you needed to say. And I knew that resoundingly what the answer was going to be, especially because I am a prepping and off-grid channel. Most of the people that watch are preppers and off-gridders. But realistically look at what your food preps are and how much food you have, and that you have enough seeds and other things going in gardens, so you know how to do gardens and stuff like that, so that you could be able to continuously feed yourself past the point where your food runs out, okay? My food is a bridge to get me to where I want to be, okay? I don't plan on just sitting around eating all my food preps and not continuing to try to live off of the land and have gardens and all those type of things. But all those things take time to come in. So, in the spring when everything starts going again, like the dandelions, that's a great source of food right there. And people, what do? They spend all kinds of money on chemicals to get rid of them, So anyway, that being said, as you can see, we got a light snow going now, and I've been going on here for a while, so I'm going to go ahead and jump off this video. I definitely want your feedback on this, guys. This is important, and I'm not saying this to be condescending to any of you. What I'm trying to do is wake you up to realize, how much food do you have? How long will it last? What do I need to do to better prepare myself for that eventuality where there is no food, okay? So remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen. And remember, STD, it's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever goals you're trying to reach, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from getting there is yourself. That's the only one, okay? So continue to prep, continue to get ready. As you can see, we got the snow coming again. Here, it's not so bad. It's in the 20s today, so but no wind again, so that helps. With no wind, it makes it so much more tolerable. But anyway, guys, listen, I will talk to you all tomorrow. I definitely want your feedback on this. Yesterday, a lot of comments, so I probably won't get to all those comments because there was so many. But anyway, so that's it. So please tell me what your thoughts are on this topic. How much food you got? Do a realistic look at what you have and make that assessment and see what you need to improve, okay? And like I said, for the Legacy link, I'll have it down in the description. And there is a discount going on right now, so it's actually a really good time to add to your preps that way. All right? I'll talk to you later. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.